In Geneva, Switzerland, on the 12th of February, the Swiss voted that by June the implementing of the constitutional changes required by the vote to put a ceiling on immigration into Switzerland. This will work to restrict a high number of asylum seekers entering Switzerland. Now, why is this actually a problem? So the asylum seekers have started to annoy Swiss citizens so much that they voted against letting them in this much. However, in 1999, Switzerland had signed a treaty with the EU called the Free Persons Movement Treaty to let in a lot of people so that Switzerland will freely be allowed to trade with the EU, so become part of the EU trading. This is a benefit for Switzerland as Switzerland is surrounded by the EU and it's its easiest export and import. Now, in 2004, on the 1st of May, an additional protocol was introduced for the gradual introduction of the free movement of persons, as well as the EU member states. Now, the new member states were Cyprus, Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Malta, Poland, Slovakia, and Slovenia. Now, on the 8th of February 2009, the Swiss electorate approved the continuation of the free movement of persons agreement after 2009. However, as mentioned before, on February 12th, this was stopped. Now, this breaks the whole free persons movement and will become a major problem. As just mentioned, Switzerland is one of the largest trading partners with the EU. The European Union is Switzerland's largest trading partner, so as it's that close geographically, it's also the most simple. Switzerland accounts for 5.2% of EU's imports, which are mainly chemicals, medicinal products, machinery, instruments, timepieces, and in terms of services, the EU exports to Switzerland amount up to 67 billion euros, while imports from Switzerland stood at 47.2 billion euros in 2008. So, the free persons movement might be broken due to the new laws, where the Swiss say no, they don't want all these people here, which is the problem that asylum brings into this. Now, Switzerland's economy is too low to live on its own, so if tariffs are put on Swiss goods and other goods, the economy will go down and the GDP would not grow as fast. Now, how is this a problem? Switzerland will no longer have its name of becoming a wealthy country. It will become this weak country surrounded by major countries, no longer being supported by them in that they trade. This is a huge threat to their international security, as it could lead to threats from countries in the EU which want to take over Switzerland. Switzerland is a small country, not very strong, and if this free movements treaty does break down due to the new asylum law, it could affect the international security as they're no longer being supported by the EU. Thank you for listening. My name is Philip Schweiler. This was my project on to what extent do asylum seekers in Switzerland affect international security. And as my answer is to a large extent, as it could ruin the whole safety of Switzerland by stopping the asylum seekers coming into Switzerland.